Recording is on.
Hello, welcome everyone. This is Mo from the Bitcoin Design Community. It is the 13th of December 2022, and we are on a call with the Wallet Scrutiny team. It is a collaboration between the Bitcoin Design Community and Wallet Scrutiny. And yeah, let's kick it off. We have Christoph here, we have Leo, and we have Tanner. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining on this call. Yeah,
Thank you for organizing it.
no worries.
Yeah, let's start real quick by figuring out what we actually want to talk today. So Mo posted personas, which you just posted a little bit ago, so I haven't even looked at it yet. Then I posted the supply chain mockups, which is really not the right term. And then what else? What else would you like to chat about? Last time we had the use of color, the word verdict, various Figma comments.
I think your idea about the supply chain is quite great because it allows to get a lot of information into the screen that the users might not be considering. Like, okay, you have a lot of moving parts in your operating system. Okay, Google might have the signing keys too. They more and more push to by default getting the signing keys, so they could just deliver whatever. When that is not the case, which the end user cannot verify, then the developer would sign the release and Google wouldn't be in a position to manipulate the software. And all this information could be brought into this schema. And you put it like a linear thing, like, okay, there's bubble one, there's bubble two, etc. So that looks straightforward, but of course things are more complicated, and things in between might not be a danger to the user when the signing is developer to end user, etc. But yeah, it's a great idea to have these bullet points that you can expand and look into the details. I'm not yet sure how to fit the verdict in there, like where I come to the is it verifiable or is it not verifiable conclusion based on where the product drops out. And but I think a lot of information can be put there, which would just be static, which would be for the Android app, the hardware part would just be one standard text, but it's an important consideration for the user.
That makes that's good to hear. First of all, that these buckets work. I think the real test is maybe we could find 3 wallets in the wallet scrutiny side that really kind of cover the range of everything that this needs to fit, and then we just mock it up with these, and then we'll see how it actually works with real text in there, if it really holds up this idea to the actual needs.
Strange outliers. So there is always these that don't have a website. They don't provide their information because they are still in testing on Google Play, but they already have 100,000 users. And so there's always these edge cases, which makes it a bit hard to all fit into one schema. And I tried to work as structured as possible. That's why I made the whole verdict system one scale, where you enter at one end, it's not reviewed yet, and you might get to it's reproducible with ideas what comes beyond reproducibility. But but to display the information the way you do, I think it's always possible to say, okay, this wallet has no website, and we could display it as a warning, or we could just remove the whole box there, or I don't know, or just leave a general information like, okay, here's the website. You might want to check if it has a long history, or just general information. And we want to avoid scary red stuff where it's not warranted, like the mechanical one where a lack of a website is not necessarily a red flag, but an, a security expert might consider it a red flag in certain cases. So let's leave that for the expert opinions later on and see what we can do with the information that is there and how to present it in this very structured way that you suggested.
Yeah, I love it. I really, really like it. It's so structured and it hides the complexity and allows the user to reveal the complexity as well. But it's still, I'm happy it feels good for you as well, Leo, because it's presenting all of the information that you'd like users to be informed about. So, yeah, that's good. Very good.
Yeah, awesome. I think the next step here would be if we can kind of for each of those steps, if we can gather all the different states, like there is a developer, they have a website, they have no website. What are alternative things? In this case, the developer is a single person. Do we want to differentiate between, let's say, a company or an open source project? Is there a situation where the developer is not even available anymore? Like what are the different states? I mean, source codes can be public on GitHub. Maybe there it can be public on GitLab. Maybe it's, I don't know if anyone uses SourceForge or whatever, or it's not public. What are some other states here? And then we could kind of mock up some of these different wallets and just see how all of this turns out. Is someone just joining and leaving again?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Ed again.
Yeah. And then, Leo, you had this note about where the final verdict goes. And the final verdict is really this box here, the reproducible, right?
So it's somewhere in the middle of this whole list. I mean, it can drop out where there's no source code. I will not get to the next box. So I would put the verdict into one of the boxes where it might most applies. Like the application build would, I would show the box and show an information. Okay, this product doesn't share source code, so we cannot comment on the build, but in general, the build can provide these and these aspects, like have a general text for we have it or we don't have it for all the cases.
Awesome. And could you maybe help me gather this text from either if it's new text or if you think there can be some text taken from the website? That'd be really helpful, so I can just put it in here, because like all of this stuff, I'm just making it up right now, right? Or I'm trying to rough it in based on my understanding, which is obviously not as deep as yours.
Yeah, sure. We can. I don't know where to put that. So, should we put it there into the Figma? Like, can I have like edit right and I put these alternatives in there?
Yeah, so you can also just leave a comment if you like and put it there, and I'll add it in if you don't want to deal with Figma. We could also just do a Google Doc or some other type of document editing thing, or you can just message it in Slack and I'll just add it in too. So if you're comfortable with Figma, you're also more than welcome to just get in there.
Yeah, I guess it would be the easiest for you. In the end, it needs to go into, like, I was commenting on Git being like how stuff gets into the project. And of course, everything works with templates. Yeah. So I would love you to see how currently the actual wallet reviews look from our side. So it's a document that has like the date, that has the verdict, that has the user, the downloads, and so on. And it has a body where the discussion happens. Yeah. But the structure is, I mean, it's not limiting how we present it, because of course we can change the structure. And I mean, but it's 4,000 products, and changing the structure I would certainly automate. But it's totally doable to say, okay, a certain verdict is not a verdict anymore; it is a flag, and we could have several flags that are not verdicts anymore because we need them in parallel of the verdict. Yeah, but it's one thing to have it nicely designed, and then it's the other thing to fit it into a pattern that we can apply to all the 4,000 products.
Yeah, totally. And there's a time in design discovery where you intentionally try to ignore some of these things because you don't want to limit the exploration, basically. And then you take a couple different shots at it and stabs at it, and then you work towards the more realistic situation. That's why with none of this stuff, I'm even like, especially the early ones from a couple weeks ago or so, I didn't even think about technical stuff. That comes a little bit later for me. And yeah, you only want to make some of those technical changes if everyone's really convinced. Like if you're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Because then if you don't, then you're gonna end up changing things again next month, and you're gonna have to like restructure things, and then nobody wants that really.
I lost the audio.
Oh no, Leo.
Oh no, it's a
What the heck
Bluetooth
is
problem
going
again.
Can you hear us, Tanner?
Yes, I can.
Or what are your thoughts on this way of presenting the reviews, if I may call it that?
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. I like having just kind of each category of, I know we probably won't call it verdicts for each one, but just a simple way instead of the long form kind of explanations. I like the icons too. With the question on like if there's a website versus just talking about like if the source code is public, I'm not sure because I mean I haven't explored all of the wallets where we say it's public and if they have a pretty website or not. I'm just wondering what the security implications of that would be. So I don't know how necessary that part is. But I guess more information is always better.
Yeah, it's I guess it's similar with a star rating. People like really stupid apps sometimes and give them really good ratings. I don't know,
Right.
the very first iPhone apps, which is like a flashlight, and like the beer drinking app, just weird stuff. People are just experimenting. So lots of stars and lots of ratings doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it can be some type of signal. And I think clicking through to the website and seeing if the developer, if they look legit, that's better than it not looking legit, or there isn't. It's some type of signal, right? But it's up to the person to interpret it.
Yeah.
And maybe,
Right.
yeah, and maybe if, let's say, there's the source code, the application is really new, maybe you do trust it more because you can learn about the team because they're really public and they have other projects that they've been maintaining for a long time. So, and you need to dig a little bit. So yeah, it's not direct signal, but it can be helpful in the overall evaluation.
Yeah, I think the way that, just thinking back to the last call, is that Leo, I think you wanted things to be very neutral, which is why you wanted to move away from colors. And this is now in black and white, so it's keeping things very neutral. And I think, and Christoph can correct me if I'm wrong, he probably stayed away from using stars as a rating, because I know, Leo, you wanted people to read the information and make decisions themselves, as opposed to saying we think this is the best wallet and putting it in an order of hierarchy, something like this.
I think the ranking of those verdicts still makes sense, but I find it problematic to imply that the only valid products are the top category. So there are certainly gems in the other category, in the other verdicts too.
Yeah.
And being able to scam user doesn't mean they do scam users. And being a, I mean, the problem is always that the release manager might come into a situation where he would unilaterally decide to scam all the users. So that is a huge trust laid into his hands. But and I would love to have comments on this risk from all the products that fall into these categories. Yeah. But I totally want users to consider this risk when they decide to opt for a product that is not in the top category. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So some red flag communication would be great, but maybe we can get this through the expert's opinion. The expert's opinion. Did you see the comment I made on the expert's opinion? The plugin is under development. The developers didn't put any CSS into it so far, so it's just a blob of text. And but I think it's making progress, and I hope we can soon launch it so that hopefully some people may use it. But my hope is not too high that it will quickly generate a lot of useful content.
Mm-hmm. Are you able to maybe share your screen with us to show us that? I don't know if you're familiar with the share screen function with Jitsi.
I am, but I just had terrible issues with my desktop Jitsi, and the audio was gone again suddenly. So yeah, I can share the screen. Let me find the tab first to. Yeah, I found the tab now. I will share this quick. Make it its own window, and in Jitsi I have to share the screen right here. Separating. Oh, it doesn't let me select any certain screen. Wait, entire screen, single window. This one. Okay, now there it should be.
Yes.
So what the developer did so far is he integrated the opinions here. Oh yeah, he updated already in a way that I asked him to. So for those widgets, it would show, okay, there is one positive opinion and one neutral and 0 negative. Or to me, those smileys look all the same. Wait a second. Oh, no, yeah, it's negatives, neutral, positive, neutral, negative. And when you then go to the analysis of the respective wallet, yeah, that's where the layout is missing. So it just goes in here, like wait, from here to there. It's just slapped into the review pages. And if you want to leave an expert opinion, you can generate a new account, or you can log in with an existing account. And once you're logged in, you can say, okay, great product. Say, okay, this is a positive one, and submit. And then others would see that also when they look at this page. But what's missing so far is the accreditation as expert. So now I would say, okay, Wallet Scrutiny, please, I'm an expert because XYZ. And you could share your public key with the project, so they would consider. Oh, I see my desktop just dropped out of the call again. Yeah. Well, you saw all there is to the plugin so far. So it would allow to comment. It would be totally easy to comment, and the Nostr system provides ways to create accounts, to create followings, and to leave an avatar, a name, and stuff. So all that stuff could go into here. So you would see, okay, this is not some 64C9E1 whatever account that gave it a positive rating, but it would be Leo Vanderslip. The affiliation is he is the Wallet Scrutiny founder, and then the user could make of it what he wants, and Wallet Scrutiny would integrate some as accredited experts, and so it would show these first in the respective reviews, and once there is many such reviews and maybe also spam, the non-accredited would not be shown, and the non-accredited would also not get into this total that I showed you at first, where there's one positive, zero neutral, one negative. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to include all the spam there. So as it is really lightweight to create an account, it 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 is almost guaranteed if it takes off that spam would happen. But as a first step, I think it makes sense to allow spam and deal with it later. But yeah, we'd have to try that out. I don't know how to get the users on board, because wallet, like my favorite experts would be wallet providers, but wallet providers tend to not criticize other wallet providers. So it's difficult. And they usually don't endorse other products neither, because they only want their own product to be endorsed by everybody. So I'm not yet sure how to get people on board with that.
And that was my next a question that I had. I was thinking is where does an expert click to leave that review? I don't know if you could share your screen again. Like how do they know, like if they click here then they can leave a review?
Yeah, I can try to. Wait, I have to share my internet from the phone with my computer. Yeah, there we are. So now I should be back online. Come on. Yeah, Jitsi is not connecting. Wait.
Yeah, while you're looking for that, I think another thing too, I like the Nostr plugin idea is cool. I just wonder if, so when they see that this reviewer left this review, I assume they would click and it would link out to their Nostr profile, or we wouldn't want to handle having like a expert page for each one and saying like, go to this one, these are all of the reviews he's left, these are all the sentiment for each wallet that he's had, and then you can like follow them on Wallet Scrutiny. We just want Nostr to handle all that.
Yeah, as much as possible. So I would love, but so there is a plugin for Nostr that improves the security, because as a Nostr user, you don't want to put your private key into all the random websites that might integrate with Nostr. So to protect the user, there is a plugin. There's the Albi plugin, and there's another Nostr plugin that would protect your private keys, and you would allow Wallet Scrutiny to use your private keys to sign messages, and then it would work. So that's something that I totally want to integrate here too. So, so where do you leave the comments? It would be on the review page, I think. I would love to have it as something, as some pop out that you can summon wherever there's a wallet with these sentiments. So when I look at the main page again, then there is this there's these opinions. I would love to have that once you click on opinion, that plugin would open and would show those positive and neutral opinions that are there. But currently that's not implemented. I'm not sure. I'm not too happy with the developer I'm hiring for that. So the progress is really slow and expensive. So I don't know how much I can expect in a short term, or if I will have to implement this also. But that's how that's my vision to everywhere there is the opinion, I can click on it and I get some pop up where I can see the opinions and I can filter them for experts only, and I can leave my own opinion. And if I'm an expert, of course, that would be directly visible to everybody. And currently it's just on the full analysis and it's not styled at all. So if I want to create an opinion here, I can leave a comment. The comment should be a full text box with markdown styling, probably. It's currently just a text input. And yeah, it's with a sentiment. This all should be styled differently, of course. But if I change my opinion, what was my opinion currently? 64C something. Yeah, that great product. Positive. If I say nah, negative, and submit, it currently. Oh yeah, he already fixed it. So now it gets replaced, and this replacement is also on the Nostr system. So Nostr would do the replacement for us, but the client, here in this case, the Wallet Scrutiny website, would also receive this new notification and would have to replace the old one, which it now does. But you could find all those things on other Nostr clients too. If I look at the recent Nostr events, this is completely not Wallet Scrutiny. This is yeah. So there's an unknown event, and if I want to look into it, then I can see, okay, there is a sentiment with -1. It has an identifier that is the identifier of the wallet, and it has a content like nah. So these events would float around in the Nostr network. Others could interact with them in other ways. Currently, it is designed to not be integrated with other products. I don't know where it would make sense. So as soon as you would comment on those expert opinions, you could get it into kind of a tweet in the Nostr system so that people could discuss those opinions, or we could integrate in other ways with the Nostr network. But here it's just using Nostr as a backend that is decentralized, and where I can say, okay, I can censor on my website, but if somebody wants to see all those opinions, he can just check Nostr for all opinions. Yeah. As a start, I would show all the opinions, but as soon as somebody would put illegal stuff there or very embarrassing stuff, then I would have to remove the expert accreditation or something like that. But people that want to see that stuff would still be able to see it, so that there's no censorship from our side.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you go back to the website in that modal? Yeah. So I think the framing here is really important, where, you know, when it says opinion and smiley face, that's like, yay, I like it, or I don't like it. It's very, but you don't want just somebody to just say I like it for whatever reason, right? You want serious security reviews, ideally that are also based on the methodology that the other reviews are based on, right? You don't just want to say like, oh, this is so much fun, or
yeah, but that's
like what you see on Dribble.
That's why I want
like,
credit.
Oh, this is nice. Check out my website or so. So I'm wondering if opinion and smiley faces are the right choices here, or if there should be a different framing.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. But this expert opinion is exactly to give more freedom than the current verdicts have. So the current verdicts, I mean, I could expand them to, okay, if the app has 200 megabytes and with every update you have 200 megabytes that change, then it is another verdict that is just too big to be secure. But I don't want to invent verdicts for all the edge cases, but I want expert opinions on that, so that people can comment on more problematic issues like, oh, the people behind this project are all anonymous. Yeah, things like that I want in the expert opinions, where I don't want to invent new verdicts, and where it might also be very controversial. Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Yeah. Oh, they're all anonymous, so they cannot be strong-armed into doing something. Yeah, but they're all anonymous, so they can run away with your money. So experts might not agree on things being a good thing or a bad thing, even. Yeah, but they could leave their opinions there, and if they give thumbs down for that and justify this, then it also doesn't need to be a full review, because if somebody says, oh, if the wallet releases the source code after the binary, then that's a no-go for me. Then that is an expert's opinion, and it's a valid opinion. And another expert might say, oh, this has very clean source code. They should release it earlier, but I have no problem updating my wallet a week later when I reviewed the source code. Yeah, so they might just disagree on those aspects, and they might be very focused on some certain aspects of the products, and that's why I want this expert opinion there. So they are not supposed to reproduce the methodology that we already have. I hope they complement it with what is just more gut feeling, which is just more soft issues with the products, so that I hope the experts agree with the verdict, but the verdict is not all. So there is some closed source products that are liked by many people, and others just, I mean, for example, the Casa product. Yeah, they just got some criticism for integrating with Ethereum, but anyway, there's many fans of Casa, and if you use it with hardware wallets, then yeah, Casa cannot do much, but their default setup gives them the possibility to steal your funds. So I'm not happy with it. So that's why it's in the closed source section, because it's closed source objectively. But experts could give more nuance to that and could say, okay, you can use it responsibly, or others can criticize it about something. Maybe there's experts that say, oh, if there's any non-Bitcoin in the product, then it is added complexity that should be in a different product. Stay away from this product. Yeah. As a methodology, I don't take this very radical stance, but experts could bring these stance into the project, and would find that I would welcome this a lot, to get radicals of all kinds to chime in on why certain products should not be used, or why some products are the best ones.
But I think to Christoph's point, is the goal of the expert opinions the overall thumbs up, thumbs down of the product, including UX and everything, or is it solely focused on security? Because if so, I agree, it might be worth it to explore some different kind of scale that's not just an overall kind of smiley face for every aspect of the wallet, or there should be some kind of notion to the user that this is just the security aspect of this.
Should there be a filter on the expert opinions? Like if the expert is a designer and comments only on design aspects of the product, and loves the colors and speed of it, then yeah, I try to be objective about who to accredit as an expert. So I would love to make sure they are wallet developers. Yeah, but wallet developer teams might have designers and other people, but I think it should be made clear what's the idea of those expert opinions, that it's security experts. And sure, they may comment on ease of use, and some might say, okay, if it's not easy to use, it's easy to lose your money because you don't realize you're sending to the wrong guy. But in the end, I want to keep it as a complementary thing, and to not reproduce the same findings of the actual review. But how to deal with people that get too creative with that freedom, I don't know. I want an objective criteria, who's an expert. I want an easy accreditation so that those that qualify are quickly recognized as such, and we get those opinions in. But I think it's not easy to be too strict about it, because then you have to endorse all those opinions again, and then I don't need Nostr, I don't need anything decentralized about it, and censorship resistant about it. When censoring it is again my idea.
Yeah, I think it's to me it's really just a matter. Let's say you see the form and it asks you. There's a very big difference between what's your opinion of this wallet versus how do you evaluate the security of this wallet, or what do you think?
Right.
Yeah. So just that question itself will lead to people writing different things. So I think and that's where the word opinion could, if it just says enter your opinion, right? Then I'm like, it's cool, I love it, right? Because that's my opinion and that's what you asked for, right? But if you ask,
No.
how
As
do
I
you
said,
evaluate the
the
security?
styling,
Then
this is not styled at all. So
Yeah.
this that it says opinions, that it states the identifier in full. This is all horrible, of course.
yeah,
I totally agree that this should be changed. And here with the sentiment might not be called sentiment and all the things. Yeah. So yeah, don't take this as a final product. It is very much work in progress and it needs more styling. And I hope to quickly get uh, to a state where it can be published. We could add other aspects. We could have a general sentiment and a different one for security and for usability. If you think that people want to uh, make their opinion heard on the design, yeah. So we could have more than one of those drop downs, or we could have a whole list of um, how private do you think it is? How secure do you think it is? How secure do you think it is against the provider of the product? How secure
yeah.
do you think it is?
How about sorry, we're budging in. I just have to get going in 10 minutes. How about we take this as kind of a design task,
Yeah.
where we mock up, a few different wordings. Maybe one with instead of create new opinion, it says, how do you evaluate the security or of this product or whatever. And maybe one could be sentiment, the other one could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shields or something, where it represents how secure, or red, green, blue, whatever shield, like some other way where it's not about how sentiment is a feeling, right? And it's good because it's a little bit more personal. Like I'm not going to judge you for your feelings; those are just your feelings, right? I can't say anything about that because those are your feelings. Well, I could, but that'd be weird. But if it's more of a hard evaluation, then you can bicker more, I guess. But how about we just mock up a few different versions of it? And I had another question too. So let's say you post something, and I post an evaluation, you post an evaluation, and I don't agree with yours. Can I actually reply to yours? Or if I reply to yours, would that overwrite the one that I already left, because it's like earlier you showed
Currently,
it overwrites things.
yes, it overwrites things, and I was thinking about maybe making money with this expert opinion by letting people vote on the opinions and maybe let them leave replies to the opinions. So those replies could again be filtered by experts only or random replies. Those replies could be on Nostr only. They might not be visible on Wallet Scrutiny, or they might. What I did right now is just the most simple version of an expert opinion that I could come up with. It is thumbs up, thumbs down, no opinion, or no sentiment, neutral sentiment, and some text. And from there, we can expand with replies, with mentions, with user profiles. You could allow users to create their put some avatar in there, and all kind of stuff. And on the back end, there's a lot of things we could do with Monster where it would, how you call it, uh, expand beyond the limits of just Wallet Scrutiny. Yeah, absolutely.
I was just wondering before Christoph jumps off, if I just very quickly for 5 minutes go through those personas, and then we can continue going through them when Christoph jumps off.
Okay.
Because I'd like to, I'm just going to, sorry for, let me share my screen quickly. Is this visible?
Yep.
Here it's not readable, but visible.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah, no. Yeah, great.
So just very, 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 very quickly, we came up with these. Leo, you mentioned these two personas during the last call: the Bitcoiner who is a bit more technical, and then the influencer. I kind of very loosely put together two personas. They're not in any way finished, but the goal of doing this is to try to imagine the user journey of these two personas from the time they have a problem until they discover the problem and they discover the solution until they actually start interacting with the solution. This here, this user journey, this is an assumption. And when we do the usability test, I can actually test to see if this assumption is correct. So basically, I just came up with a use case. As you mentioned in the last call, I just called him Musa. He's looking for a trustworthy wallet, and someone recommends a wallet. And to back the claim, they go to Wallet Scrutiny. So I'm not quite sure. I'm actually thinking this text is not correct because this is a person they're visiting a forum and then they're asking for help on a forum. It's a little bit more of a technical person. And then the pain points that you mentioned is that there's more than 4,000 products out there, and they don't realize that they can self-custody. Self-custody. Little understanding of self-custody and where can we find them. So I just wanted some help from you guys as to where I can actually find these people to do these tests. I wrote Reddit over here. I wrote Bitcoin forums. Where could I find these people to do the usability tests on?
Your local meetup,
My local meetup in the Netherlands.
which can be a Bitcoin meetup or a design meetup. Designers also like giving feedback. They're more open to it, right?
Yeah. Bitcoiners. Okay. Any ideas, Leo and Tanner? Maybe.
I've heard that Reddit is a bit of a weird crowd.
Yeah.
Bosch said that he posted something about Bitcoin Core and they thought it was a shitcoin.
Oh my goodness.
Weird stuff going on.
Maybe I could also ask in the Bitcoin design community.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit confused. Is this so you have the Bitcoiner, but it's more of a beginner than, I guess, how beginner are they?
Sorry, yeah, this is, I think, Leo, and please correct me if I'm wrong, this is more of a technical Bitcoin user. So they've already used previous wallets before, and they're looking for a little bit more in-depth information. At least that's the understanding that I got from Leo as being one of the target people.
Yeah, it's really difficult because I want everybody to self-custody in a way that is not prone to total failure. And I don't know where to start with it. Like, of course, I want to reach the influencers. As soon as the influencers call everybody out for not being self-custodial or not using self-custodial products. I mean, Matt Odell does that and others, but They focus on the self-custody as claimed by the provider, but not on the verifiability of this aspect. So they don't get deep enough into the analysis. So they still allow for those products to steal all the funds of all the users, and I don't know how to break through to them. And
There was,
Yeah.
I mean, for the influencers, I don't know how successful this product's going to be, but that Orange Pill app just launched, just like the social media for like the Bitcoin community. Could be just another option.
Is
So
it?
I would focus, Wallet Scrutiny is about these security reviews. It is not for, the super top of the funnel person hears about Bitcoin for the first time.
Yeah.
So, right, that's what we discussed last time.
Yeah.
It's a little bit further down the funnel, someone who's a little bit more serious about it. Maybe because they've tried it, maybe they had a bad experience with like recent events. Maybe maybe it's worth a little bit more, so it's more meaningful to them. Someone who is already a little bit further down. I think the top of the funnel stuff, I think those are kind of different efforts. Yeah. But I mean,
I
feel
want
free
to
to
reach them
change
through
this.
through the influencers. So the influencers, they are the ones that get people to use their first Bitcoin wallet. And if they were all on board, oh yeah, then Wallet Scrutiny won or self-custody would have won.
Cool. Let's get Tom Brady on there.
Sorry, what did you
Okay. But sorry, I have to hop off now. Thanks for the conversation. Mo, make sure to stop the recording before you hop off.
Good one. Thanks for joining, Christoph. Good luck with your next call.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye, Christoph. Thanks.
Sorry, Tanner, you mentioned something about another social Bitcoiner hangout place?
Yeah, but based on Christoph's comments, I don't know. It's just Orange Pill app, that new one that just launched.
Yeah, we're really looking for that kind of more, as Christoph pointed out, it's someone who's further down the funnel and that they're a bit more serious about security.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Leo. It's going to be through the influencers that they, like, I don't know how easy it's going to be to go direct to them, but it might just be more through the influencers.
Yeah. Because to my understanding, this kind of security conscious person is going on Reddit, they're posting a question, and then the influencers replying to the question and recommending Wallet Scrutiny.
Yes,
that would be the ideal case.
Yeah. So I kind of created this user journey map, but actually now I'm feeling like this is probably not the user journey map, because actually it would be the user would have this more technical Bitcoiner. They would have a problem. So the problem would be, what would you say? Want more secure wallet, conscious about security. There's stuff going on in the world, and then they become conscious about the security. And then the next thing is that they would visit the forum, visit Reddit. Is this sounding about right?
Reddit or Twitter, I would say.
And
Would you agree, Leo?
They would post a problem, post question, asking for advice. Okay, and then Wallet Scrutiny is recommended. By the influencer. Okay.
I mean, we could also do it through our own, promote ourselves by replying to those directly, and just the Wallet Scrutiny account says, hey, we actually have a page that has reviews on all these and just kind of direct marketing.
Yeah. And then they're going to basically land on the homepage of Wallet Scrutiny. They're going to read the top banner, which is the one you have now with that search box. And then they're going to scroll down to the wallet reviews. They're going to click on the wallet criteria. They're going to select certain criteria, and then they're going to basically, that's what they see. They see this here. This is, I just kind of tried to put myself in the shoes of this user, this Bitcoiner who's seeking insight. So this slightly more technical person.
This is helpful. I just wonder at the very end if they, because part of the reason I wanted to get to a place where they can see a lot of wallets on the first page and just kind of not in a list form, because I know we don't want to rank ourselves, but it would be good to just say, oh, these are the most secure ones. Yeah. Can you hear?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of assuming that this is the user journey. And I'm going to, like, once we do some tests on the website, we can actually see if this is true, because at the moment this is an assumption. I'm curious how this person is finding their solution. So typically what I would do is I would basically just, I'll stop sharing my screen now. But I basically just, jump on a call with this target user, this person who's a little bit more technically minded. And I'd say to them, listen, you're looking to find a wallet that has higher levels of security because you're trying to make a decision and change wallet. And I'd ask that person how they would go about doing that. And then I'd be curious to see if they're more likely to go to Twitter, if they're more likely to go to a forum and start typing in a question. I want to see their natural behavior, how they're doing this. So it's kind of like you give this user a challenge and you ask them to do it in the most natural way that they would do it. So yeah, that would be the goal of this exercise. So right now we kind of have this assumed user journey, which we're assuming that they have a problem, they visit Reddit. But it would be interesting to see as well what they actually type into Google when they're trying to find a problem. Maybe they Google, or maybe they go straight to the forum, or maybe they go to Twitter. So it's kind of like, it's a bit of an investigation process to see which three of these routes they use, and if they land on Wallet Scrutiny using the preferred route, the most natural route. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. So feel free to comment on that persona document and see if I actually, Leo, if I have a clear picture of who you envision these two personas to be. One being the influencer, and the other one being this more technical level, Bitcoin user.
So the idea is to get them stick around and recommend others to use the same product or Wallet Scrutiny,
Yeah.
because they found it useful. Yeah, I mean, there's not really a big difference between the influencer and the technical user. I mean, I hope the influencer himself is technical enough
Yeah.
to go with the website. So I hope the influencer finds the website, hopefully through some other technical user just like himself, to then stick around with Wallet Scrutiny and recommend it to other users. Yeah. So I don't know if there's other personas, and of course, then it has to be useful for his audience. So if he thinks that Wallet Scrutiny is not helpful for those people you called top of the funnel, which is the audience of the influencer or of many of the influencers, they try to orange pill the users, and they want to get them on the journey, but many might just recommend one product and don't want to confuse the user with many options.
true.
And Wallet Scrutiny, of course, throws a lot at everybody who comes there.
Yeah. I mean, feel free to we can work async and just comment in that FigJam document if you feel that I have established a bit of a good picture around who those two personas are. Maybe there's a third persona. Yeah, I'll continue working on that, and I think Christoph will continue working on the design of the supply chain. And I think we have another call coming up. Do we have another one? I think we do. Just before. You cannot hear anything. No sound. Oh no.
I have sound.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I would have to. I mean, you mean we will have another call next week?
I'm trying to think if we do. I can look it up on my computer and maybe just message in Slack or in Discord. Or it's possible that this might be the last one, but we'll double check and we can just communicate on Discord.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of stuff to work through right now.
Oh no, sorry.
And
Sorry. I meant the last call before Christmas. I didn't mean like the last call, like as in wrap up the project. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I
but
meant
we're in touch on Discord anyway, so yeah.
yeah. Maybe we just keep in touch on Discord and then we see. But I think maybe we probably have another call next week before we wrap up for Christmas. I mean, I don't think any of us
Yeah.
will be sitting on here 24, 25 December. So,
No.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mo, for moderation and everything and all your input.
Yeah.
And see you on Figma and on Discord.
Feel free to keep on commenting there and let's keep on building Wallet Scrutiny.
Thank you.
Cool.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Bye.
Mo.
Cheers, guys.
See ya.
Stop the recording.
Yeah, I need to stop the recording.